Go live. All right. We're live. Morning, everybody. We're here early today. Got to go out to a legislative session as a part of a leadership group. So I got to leave here by like 5:20 a.m. So I'm streaming early today. This is Manhunt. This is just a daily, devotional Bible study. It's essentially a time where I wake up naturally very early in the morning. So rather than sitting here by myself and doing nothing, I come here and attempt to, I'm good. I don't need to be popular. I appreciate it. Attempt to play Elden Ring while reading through the Bible. Usually I also have a newborn child with me. Today I do not because I'm leaving here soon. But we always start with an agenda. We're going to go through yesterday's commitments. Then we're going to hop into gratitude for the day. Incredibly important gratitude. It's one of the most important aspects of our life. We're called biblically to enter his course with thanksgiving and praise. And also there's a bunch of proven track record that scientifically it does a ton for you to be grateful every day. So yesterday's commitments. I actually don't know too much. We did get some stuff done yesterday. Ate generally well. I did not get the workout that I needed to get in yesterday, and now I'm stuck going out of town today, so I'm not going to get it in. But that'll be okay. We'll have it go on. I just realized I'm not wearing the headset, so I can't hear anything. We got out. Are you using a mobile device? Oh no. The chat's not working apparently on TikTok. Okay. Gratitude for the day. Sharing 3 things I'm grateful for. Let's see. First and foremost, I need to open up the chat on my. Watching everyone else fight Radahn. Let me figure this out. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. It's telling me that I can't throw this. No. Well, that's the end of that. We're going to start over. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not seeing anything. And I know that there's thousands of you guys chatting right now, talking to me. So this is concerning. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to move on. Why can't the live chat switch your game window to windowed mode? No, I'm good. I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to. And it doesn't show me how to actually open it up. Yeah, somebody on TikTok, try putting a comment in and let's see if it works. All right, we're going forward. Okay, first thing I'm grateful for today. Let's see. I gotta think of something good. You know what I'm super grateful for? Is just the time that I get to, wrestle my kids. There's nothing quite like that. That's fun. And as I grow up, I'm realizing it becomes less and less. They're less interested. What you play? Hey, it does work. At least one of the chats came through. I am playing on a PC And that's something I am grateful for, is having this computer to play on. So that's my second one. You gave it to me great. That's good. And I'm very distracted. All right, we're fine. Got it. Okay. I don't know. Some things pop up on. This is my only second or third time streaming on TikTok, so I really don't have any idea what's going on. And there's weird stuff happening. Where like it pops up with bright colors and stuff, and I'm not sure what's happening. But whatever that is, thank you for it. You know, feel very blessed. Okay, we're going into 1 Samuel chapter 26 today. Second time. Yeah, we got some damage on. That's good. Second time that David spares Saul's life. Gonna be good. That work? Yeah, it worked. Okay. And just so anyone's aware that's joining this, I am not an elite gamer who doesn't call summons and doesn't do all this stuff. Usually I'm attempting to hold a newborn child, read the Bible, and play Elden Ring. So that's the challenge for me, and that's plenty. Oh man, that feels. Gonna be all right. No, we're not. We're dead. Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 26. Then the Zephites came to Saul at Gibeah, saying, "Is not David hiding himself on the hill of Hachilach, which is on the east of Jeshimon?" Also, I confidently mispronounce all the names in this thing, so everyone just prepare for that. I don't know how to pronounce anything. So Saul arose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph, and with 3,000 chosen men of Israel, to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul encamped on the hill of Hachillah, which is beside the road on the east of Jeshimon. But David remained in the wilderness. When he saw that Saul had come after him into the wilderness, David sent out spies and learned that Saul had indeed come. Then David rose and came to the place where Saul had encamped. And David saw that place where Saul lay with Abner, son of Ner, the commander of his army. Saul was lying within the encampment while the army was encamped around him. Then David said to Ahimelech the Hittite and to Joab's brother, Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, "Will you go down with me into the camp of Saul?" And Abishai said, "I will go down with you." So David and Abishai went to the army by night. And there lay Saul, sleeping within the encampment, with his spear stuck to the ground by his head. And Abner and the army lay around him. So this is interesting, too, because clearly, once again, we read about this when he was in the, what's it called? In the cave. God is opening up opportunities. Clearly, because they would usually have a night watch, right? So this means that everyone has fallen asleep when they shouldn't have yet. All right, we're good. No, the horse. We're going to grab these guys real quick. And TikTok universe to Ed. I don't know what that means. Does that even have anything to do with me, or is that just like telling me random stuff? Okay, let's hit those guys. Very nice. Okay, that did not work out. Okay. Then Abishai said to David, God has given your enemy into your hand this day. Now please let me pin him to the earth with one stroke of the spear, and I will not strike him twice. But David said to Abishai, do not destroy him, for who can put out his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? So we're seeing here something like contrasted. Hello, Seku. Welcome. Once again, we're seeing like David's immense like moral compass. He's just a very different human being. Okay, so chat is working. Thanks for chatting, Seku. That's good because I can at least see, you know, that it's coming through. And so David sees it very differently than other people do, and this is what we talked about when he's in the cave as well. It's like this would appear like a total sign from God to go ahead and kill him. Same thing. He goes into a random cave to relieve himself, and it's the same cave where David is. I would have taken this totally as an opportunity of God, right? The Night Watch is apparently asleep. Everyone's leaving the king completely open to attack. But David has a different view of this thing, which is, I don't want to be guilty of touching God's anointed, right? I won't do that. These guys. Oh man, I made it hit that guy. That's not nice. Alright, we're good. We're grabbing some friends here. Oh, that missed me. Okay. Well, alright. I don't know if you can parry this guy. Ouch. Nope. Don't hurt the jar guy. The swinging is... You kind of have to be on the horse to keep up with it. Right. Nope. Let's get on our horse. Nope, get on your horse. All right. Good. We're going to go call some guys in here. He's not going to fly away. No, he's not. He's not close to the health. Not even close. Is this a guy? Blythe is out there rocking it by himself. There's 2 to 3 summons on top of either hill, too. Oh, good. Thank you. That's super helpful. I'm heading up there now. All right, let's keep reading. That did not work. Okay. So once again, we see the same outcry. Somebody else tells him, "Hey, God's clearly given it into your hand. You should attack him. You should kill him. This is God giving you a sign." And I think to a lot of people, this would absolutely have been a sign, right? And we see there's a pretty massive push today for, like, you know, I felt this thing, like I saw this happen, and it was clearly a sign from God. And we see here, like, that's not how David views this stuff. Oh man, we knocked him down and I wasn't there to do it. Hey Jonas, welcome in. Oh no, I didn't realize I need to move. Where does he come from? We got some more guys. We're good. Okay. But David said to Abishai, "Do not destroy it, for who can put his hand out against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless?" So there's two sides to this, one of which David has understanding of like God's design and the fact that when God makes a promise, it is kept, right? And so he's got this moral compass. There's also, there's a lot of false people today who will misuse the concept of the Lord's anointed, like make themselves impossible to call out or call wrong. And so you got to be careful on both sides of that. Nope. Move. Thanks for the like. The fact that that is a one-hit kill bothers me a bit. I don't know what to put here. I like that name. Thank you for following, Saku. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, so I'm sorry in advance if I'm not. Okay. No, I'm not a cool guy doing no summons. No, I'm trying to read the Bible while I do this. And so I am doing summons. Yeah, I'm doing summons. Yeah, TikTok also has this weird rule where I can't use the main camera that we use for all the other streams. And so I have this cheap webcam until I get a certain amount of streams in, and then I'm allowed to use it's called a virtual cam, and it'll actually be better quality. So hopefully here in the next few days it'll allow me to do that. I don't know. Okay. And David said, and here's what's interesting about David's understanding, and he's coming hot off the heels of this happening with Nabal. If you guys were here yesterday, Nabal is the fool who essentially was like, hey, I'm not going to give you anything, even though he kept all my sheep shepherd, all my shepherd saved. Oh my goodness. Get him back. And so David was about to go down and kill him, but Nabal, which his name means fool, his wife comes and essentially saves the day and takes care of David and is like, hey, I'm sorry for my foolish husband. And instead of David going to get retribution, God actually strikes him down later. And David's able to call that out, right? And then we see immediately here, he's got a hold of this now. He's like, hey, the Lord is going to take care of this. The Lord has already anointed me. And that's the key. If like the Lord has planned to do something or told you you are going to, oh my goodness, man. If I get hit one time, I got to be fully healed up at all times. If the Lord has made a plan or told you you're going to be something in your life, he's going to take care of that. And that's a big difference between David and Saul too, is Saul kept trying to do it himself, right? He kept attempting to save himself. He kept attempting to win by his own power. And David is showing over and over again that he understands this very differently. That it's like, no. If the Lord has said this is going to happen, it's going to happen. And David said, as the Lord lives, the Lord will strike him, or his day will come to die, or he will go down into battle and perish. So it's like, it may be years, and I'm totally fine with it being years. I'm totally fine with this not happening for a long time, but I will not stretch out my hand against the person that God has put in a position or a place, even though God has told me I am to take over that position and place. And even Saul himself has already told David, you surely will be king. But he's gone back on that now. And he continues to hunt him. All right. If you stay this far back, does he not shoot the big volley of arrows? He must not. Watch this. I'm not even going to dodge. Nope. That time I didn't even dodge, but that was an accident, so. Okay. The Lord forbid that I should put out my hand against the Lord's anointed, but take now the spear that is at his head and the jar of water, and let us go. So he's willing to show a sign. Good morning. We're here early. I got to go out to the legislative session here in our local state. So we're running early today because I wasn't actually planning on even getting on, but our baby decided that it was time for me to wake up at 4 a.m. So we're here now. So they take the spear, the jar of water. You just woke up. I need to go to bed. Yeah, well, yeah, we're kind of on opposite schedules there. Saku needs to go to bed. He's been up all night, or he or she. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but I'm just waking up. Yeah, we're about to start our day over here. Okay, so David took the spear and the jar of water from Saul's head, and they went away. No man saw it or knew it, nor did any wake, for they were all asleep, because a deep sleep from the Lord had fallen on them. So it was a sign. This is what blows my mind. It literally was a sign from God. God literally put all these people to sleep. And he did that sign because he knew that David would not kill him, because David had a trust in God that was greater than most men do. And that's what blows my mind. It's like God was willing to give David that sign because he knew David would not kill him. Because David had an understanding of God's character. Oh, man. So what is that? Why is it shooting me away? I thought that was supposed to suck me in. Hold on. I'll die. Okay, I thought that was like the big... off, huh? Let's go pull some more people in here. Uh-oh, he's close. Alright, good. We're good. Okay, it is supposed to suck you in. Okay, cool. Hold on. Oh, where's he going? He's kind of twirly, so it's a little uncomfortable to, like, chase him down. Right. Gonna move. What does this say? Oh, nothing to do with this. Okay. Probably need to heal, because he's gonna one-shot me if I don't. We gotta keep reading. Oh, look, here's one. Did I get that guy or no? Oh, yeah, he's here. Let's go grab this guy, too. Okay. And that. And that. This one. We're bringing them back. We're bringing them back. And we're going to keep reading. Okay, let's go. David went over to the other side and stood far off on the top of the hill with a great space between them. And David called to the army and to Abner, the son of Ner, saying, "Will you not answer, Abner?" Then Abner answered, "Who are you who calls to the king?" And David said to Abner, "Are you not a man? Who is like you in Israel? Why then have you not kept watch over your lord the king?" Hold on. Hold on, I gotta hit that guy once. Jomu's boss. Uh-oh. Okay. And now we know he's focused on me. Where does he come from? We're good, we're good, we're good. All right. Why then have you not watched over your king? For one of the people came in to destroy your king, the Lord. This thing that you have done is not good. As the Lord lives, you deserve to die because you have not kept watch over your Lord, the Lord's anointed. So he's even calling out an appeal to those people that it's like, yeah, Saul is God's anointed. When do those big rocks disappear from them? There you go. Okay. As the Lord lives, deserve to die. You have not watched over him. And now, see where the king's spear and his jar of water that was at his head are, right? Do you ever wonder if we, meaning people in the world today, would act the same as the... What's the MMM? Am I reading that wrong? Oh, I don't know how I survived that. Is that what killed me last time? Would act the same as... Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll wait. All right, well, hold on. Okay. I gotta grab a couple more of these guys. There we go. Get back in there. Actually, we're gonna stand here for a second. Saul recognized David's voice and said, "Is that your voice, my son David?" And David said, "It is my voice, O Lord, my king." And he said, "Why does my Lord pursue after his servant? For what have I done? What evil is on my hands? Now therefore, let my Lord the king hear the words of his servant." Don't do that. Thank you. "If it is the Lord who has stirred you up against me, may he accept an offering. But if it is man, may he be accursed before the Lord. For they have driven me out this day, that I should have no share." Almost died. I just realized I think he's totally focused on me now. 1 second, we can't. Oh, that's not good. Welcome, it's the right time. Happy to have you here. You reading the Bible while playing Elden? Yes, that's what we're doing. Usually I also have a newborn baby that I'm holding, but today I've got to leave early, so I've only got like 10 minutes left. If you view that as sacrilege, you don't have to stay here, if that's the issue. We've had a few people that view that as like a completely sacrilegious act, so I do understand that. And you're welcome to exit if that's a problem. So, all right. I gotta grab a couple of these guys. I just seen bro on live. Okay, let's go fight him. I think we can beat this guy right now. Watch this. Oh, no, okay, of course he turns and immediately focuses me. Okay. Yeah, as soon as I go near him, he just turns around and whacks me. Okay. Okay, if it is man, let him be accursed before the Lord. For they have driven me out this day, that I should have no share in the heritage of the Lord, saying, "Go, serve other gods." Now therefore, let not my blood fall to the earth away from the presence of the Lord. For the king of Israel has come out to seek a single flea, like one who hunts a partridge in the mountains. Then Saul said, "I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I will no more do you harm, because my life was precious in your eyes today. Behold, I have acted foolishly and have made a great mistake." I wouldn't trust this guy. He already did this one time and then continues on. Oh, Bull's mom. Some of the people of the Old Testament, if God showed himself to us like he did them, so many of them just seemed like it wasn't that big of a deal to see him in his power. That's an interesting question. And that he doesn't show himself today in his power. I wonder how I would have reacted if I lived back then. Give me an example of an element of his power like that. Like, are we talking like the spreading of the Red Sea, or are you talking about something in this reading right now? Because I'm interested as to what you're thinking through specifically. I think one of the things I've noticed is I think it's hard for us to concept the the reality of the spans of time in some of these stories, you know. And it's like I've seen some pretty intense stuff. It's tough because it's not the same, but like there's been some stuff where it's like I've seen like demon possessed people in the presence of like God acting, and their reaction, their response, and their utter fear of God is like really crazy to see. And then like the power of Christ in that moment. I've seen like people be fully healed of crazy, like not psychosomatic stuff, like actual like bone injuries. I've seen people speak languages that they don't speak. And so it's tough because I think that there is some of that happening. The other thing is like some of the major miracles, right, were hundreds and hundreds of years apart, right? Like when we see God move, we see it because it's written down. But like in the times we see God move, even in David's life, obviously it's more and it's hard to concept that because he's like an actual intercessor of God as king. So God is moving more around him. And I think that's a fair statement. Hello, Train and Strife. Welcome. But what I will say is I think that you're still talking about probably years between occurrences, right? Like I think all of us have seen God move in our life in pretty miraculous, mysterious ways. Thanks. Yeah. Those fallen from the grace of God shall meet death by the embrace of Mesmer's flame. Wow. Amen, brother. I'm pretty sure that's biblical. Don't hit me. I want you to focus on somebody else. All right, go to bed. Get some rest. I'll be awake for you. All right, we gotta go pick up some more guys. Nice. But yeah, I like Elden Ring and reading my Bible as well. I like both of those things. I've played through the game a few times. It is very. What I've learned is me trying to actually like stream it and read the Bible. Reading while you're fighting Radahn is not the easiest thing. So I'm learning how to do that because I've got all these like. If I just fight him, I can actually like do an okay job. But when I'm trying to read and stuff, it's like no, I just gotta call in a bunch of summons and try to still get through this. All right. Okay, so Saul says I've sinned, and Bull's mom. I'm going to come back to this. I just want to finish this reading because I do have to I've got a hard stop in 5 minutes, so I've got to actually get through this. So Saul says he's sinned, and he's not going to hunt him. He said this once before already. He's also said that David is going to be king. And David answered, "Here is the spear, O king. Let one of the youngest men come and take it. The Lord rewards every man for his righteousness and faithfulness. For the Lord gave you into my hand today, and I would not put out my hand against the Lord's anointed. Behold, as your oh man, he's focused on me again. Hold on, move. All right. I would not put on my hands against the Lord's anointed. Behold, as your life was precious this day in my sight, so may my life be precious in the sight of the Lord. Right? Not in your sight. He knows that Saul can't be trusted. It's not that he's making an agreement with Saul, but he's saying, hey, God is going to protect me. God is going to do this. Okay, then Saul said to David, blessed be you, my son David. You will do many things and will succeed in them. And David went on his way, and Saul returned to his place. So Saul did have a change of heart. I don't think it fully lasts. But he wasn't lying when he wanted to get forgiveness for him, right? That wasn't a lie. Okay, going back to Bull's mom's question. Both. He seemed to be more tangible to people back then. And the way his power was displayed is walking in the evening with Adam, parting the Red Sea, the cloud by day and fire by night. Yeah, so this is really interesting. I think that I understand what you're saying. I think I actually almost have like an opposite feeling of oh yeah, thank you. I think what stands out to me is I think about like God's presence. Because first off, like he walked in the garden with Adam because there wasn't sin yet, right? And as soon as that happens, he's separated from us. And I think what I almost see is like you think about the fact that Adam lived 900 years. So from the first two examples that we have, and then Methuselah, who was what, grandfather of Noah? I'm thinking about the Ark story, right? We look at how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years passed between Adam and even the Noah flood, and then again between that and the parting of the Red Sea. We're talking about like key events in the history leading up to Christ himself. And so what I view it almost like I think what I'm struck by is that the fact that we get to live in a world where the Spirit of God is literally indwelling people all around us at all times. Even those who are not Christians get to partake of the blessing of the Spirit of God. Because he indwells his people. And that's something that outside of the kingship and the priesthood did not happen. Right, so only those directly surrounded by someone like David would experience it. And there were many times where even the king did not have the Spirit of God at work in him throughout the Old Testament. And to see the fact that we have millions of people literally indwelt by the Spirit of God all around us, like in my mind, it's almost like an opposite view of like he's more active today directly in the space of his people, and we get the opportunity to literally be the act of God on the world today. And I know that's tough because it's not the same thing as like the Red Sea parting, but then in the same way, I don't know that like that's totally true. Like I've seen some pretty crazy things, and a lot of, I think some of it is a faith issue. Like that, a lot of that stuff happens when I'm overseas. Right, when is he about to do the spinning thing? Okay, I still survived. We're all right. When I'm spending time in a different country, they have an expectation that like miraculous or like, this is not a good example, but like witchcraft related things can happen, and so God is willing to move because they will trust and believe that it is him moving. And here we're so, quote unquote, scientific that we will write off anything that happens as either a coincidence or not really God moving. And I do think there's some of that. But it's tough because like I view the Spirit of God as like the fact that I get to be indwelt by his Spirit, and like he is guiding me and he is side by side with me and it's continually changing my heart. And I think sometimes I can feel like a cop-out, but to me it's not. Like that is, I am a different human being with different desires. And that's only because of the Spirit of God. And the ability for me to be indwelt by him. So, I don't know, that's my thought. But it is tough, because it's like, you're right, we're not necessarily, I'm just going to watch them kill him the rest of the way. No, I'm not. We got to get him. Does he do it again? Thank you for following the live. I'm confused. I didn't know he did this again. I thought he could only do that once during the round. All right. What time is it? Am I getting in trouble? Probably. I got to go. I've got to go. We got to kill this guy, though. I don't think we don't have a choice. We got to do it. Because we can't go through like 4 or 5 live streams still fighting Radahn. Alright, we cannot heal again, so hopefully we don't need to. We did it. We all worked together. Great job, everybody. All right, it's been a great stream. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning it's going to be, 5:30, though, Mountain Time? 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, noon 30 in, I don't know, London, and like 9:30 p.m. in Japan. The only reason I know that is because we've had people on Twitch and Kick telling me that. So if you guys want to join, feel free to. If you found this interesting, give it a follow. We'll be here every single morning. We usually do all 7 days of the week. And we just go through it. We do need to make a plan, though, for what book we're going through next. We're coming up to the end of 1 Samuel. And usually I jump back and forth between New and Old Testament. So if you have any ideas, throw them in the chat. What book we should go through next. Well, I think Nokron is opening, so we'll have to go in there next. All right. I've got to go. I'm going to go get on a bus and go have a, I don't know, red mark was made on the map. I'm going to get on a bus and go ride to a legislative session and act like an adult. So that'll be fun. All right. You guys have a great day. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit. And we'll see you in the morning. Bye. How do I end it? Hold on. I always say bye and then I can't actually close out the thing.